Everybody wants to be strong, but nobody wants to go through what it takes to get strong. That's the truth people avoid. They want the muscles without the pain, the mindset without the breakdowns, the life without the grind. But the reality is real strength, mental, physical, emotional, it's built in the fire. It's built when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations and you don't run from them. You lean into them. That's where the growth is. Discomfort is the currency you pay to level up. Think about it. Every powerful person you admire didn't get there by sitting on the couch and playing it safe. They got there by walking into the storm. They didn't avoid adversity. They chased it. They trained when they didn't feel like it. They worked when it hurt. They kept showing up when it would have been easier to stay home and make excuses. And that's the difference. Most people look for comfort, and comfort is the killer of potential. If you only do what feels good, you'll never grow. You'll stay soft, weak, fragile. But when you deliberately choose the hard path, when you say, screw it, I'm doing the thing that scares me, that hurts, that challenges me, you start to change. Slowly, you become tougher. You develop grit. You stop needing motivation and start relying on discipline. And the beautiful part is that once you step into that uncomfortable zone and stay there long enough, your threshold for pain increases. You stop breaking when life hits you. You start swinging back. Discomfort forces you to pay attention. It forces you to get better. If you're lifting weights and it's not hard, you're not growing. If you're running and it doesn't burn, you're not improving. Same with life. The struggle is the training ground. That's how you earn your stripes. And not just physically, but mentally too. When you do things that suck, like waking up early, saying no to distractions, sticking to your plan even when you're exhausted, you begin to trust yourself. You build self-respect. You become the kind of person who can handle hard things without falling apart. And here's the truth people don't want to hear. There's no shortcut around this. You don't get to skip the pain and still become strong. You can fake it for a while, but eventually life will test you. It always does. And if you've been hiding in comfort, you'll break. But if you've been training in discomfort, you'll bend and come back stronger. That's the power of the hard road. It prepares you for why everything, you stop hoping life gets easier and instead focus on getting better. You can't build a bulletproof mind in a padded world. You have to go through things that suck. You have to feel the weight of pressure and choose to keep moving. That's how you sharpen yourself. And the best part, every time you survive a tough situation, every time you endure something hard, you walk away more capable, more confident. You know you've been through hell and it didn't kill you. It made you dangerous. It made you sharp. And suddenly you realize you're no longer afraid of the hard road. You're addicted to it. Because that's where all the growth is. That's where your future self is waiting. Comfort is a trap. It's a beautifully packaged lie. The world tells you to chase it, live for it, build your life around it. But what it doesn't tell you is that comfort is where dreams go to die. It's seductive. It makes you feel good in the moment, but it robs you long term. Every time you choose comfort over challenge, you're saying no to progress. You're saying no to becoming the person you're supposed to be. And the worst part, you don't even realize it until it's too late. It's easy to sit back and coast. It's easy to sleep in, skip the gym, ignore the work, tell yourself you'll start tomorrow. That's the easy road. That's what most people choose. And that's exactly why most people stay stuck in mediocrity their whole lives. They never push themselves. They never do the hard things. They keep waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. But motivation doesn't create progress. Action does. Discipline does. Choosing the harder path over and over again is what creates change. The easy life gives you nothing but regret. You see people who are successful, people who've built something real, something powerful. Those aren't people who took shortcuts. Those are people who suffered for it, who grinded for it. It didn't get there by chasing what was easy. They earned it by showing up when it sucked, by sacrificing comfort and stepping into pain with their eyes wide open. They knew the truth: nothing worth having comes easy. Period. And here's what's wild. Comfort doesn't just keep you weak. It lies to you. It tells you this is fine. You're doing okay. It convinces you that average acceptable. It kills your urgency. You lose your edge. You become passive. You stop chasing growth because you no longer feel the hunger. That's what comfort does. It numbs you. It makes you forget that you're capable of more. The longer you stay comfortable, the harder it is to break out. It's like quicksand. The more you sink into it, the more effort it takes to climb out. And that's the scary part. You won't even notice how soft you've become until life punches you in the face. Then what? If you haven't trained for adversity, it's going to break you. But if you've chosen the hard path, if you've said no to comfort and yes to discipline, then when life comes swinging, you're ready. You've been in the fire. You've built armor. Most people spend their lives avoiding pain, and in the process, they avoid purpose. Growth isn't found in soft places. It's found in the struggle. It's forged in hard decisions, in the days where nothing comes easy, in the moments where everything in you wants to quit, but you don't. That's where you become powerful. That's where you separate yourself. So stop looking for ease. Stop chasing comfort, because every time you choose comfort over growth, you weaken yourself. And every time you choose challenge over comfort, you take a step closer to the strongest version of you. It's a simple choice, but it's not easy. That's why so few make it. That's why greatness is rare, because most people would rather be comfortable than become something extraordinary. But if you've got the guts to reject that lie, to choose pain, to choose the grind, then you've already started becoming what most never will. Nobody sees the real work. That's the truth people forget. Everyone sees the result, the win, the success, the transformation. But what they don't see is what it took to get there. They don't see the early mornings when you could barely open your eyes. They don't see the late nights when you're exhausted, but you still lace up your shoes, still show up, still grind. Because the real work, it's not done in front of a crowd. It's done in silence, alone, when no one's watching and no one's clapping. You want to know where greatness is made. It's made in the moments when nobody gives a damn about what you're doing. It's in that quiet, cold garage gym at 5 a.m. It's in the basement where you're building something from scratch and no one even knows your name yet. It's in those small, painful, consistent reps that seem like they don't matter until one day they do. That's how it works. That's the secret people are too lazy or too distracted to hear. And the reason most people never get there is because they can't handle the silence. They need validation. They need someone to tell them they're doing a good job, pat them on the back, boost their ego. But that's not where progress lies. Progress happens in the shadows. It happens when you're tired, when you're sore, when your mind is screaming at you to stop. and you keep going anyway. That's the difference. That's the split between ordinary and unstoppable. It's easy to work when you're being praised. It's easy to push when everyone's cheering you on. But what about when there's nothing? No audience, no feedback, just your goals and your demons. That's where it gets real. That's where the fight is. Most people quit there. They think if no one sees the effort, it doesn't matter. But that's bullshit. The work you do in the dark shows up in the light. Eventually, every drop of sweat, every ounce of struggle, it compounds. It stacks up over time until one day the results can't be ignored anymore. And here's the beauty of it. When you embrace the silence, when you learn to love that lonely grind, you stop needing anything external. You stop depending on motivation or applause or likes or followers. You become self-fueled. You become dangerous. Because now it's not about proving anything to anyone else. It's about proving something to yourself. It's about becoming who you know you're capable of being no matter who's paying attention. This is why consistency is everything. Not explosive bursts, not short sprints of hype, but slow, steady, relentless action that no one sees, day in and day out. That's what separates the few who make it from the many who don't. Most people want fast results. They want the cheat code, but there's no shortcut to mastery. There's only repetition, only sacrifice, only the grind that happens in silence. So if you're out there right now and no one sees you, no one notices your effort, good. That means you're in the right place. That means you're building something real, something solid. Keep going. Keep stacking those unseen victories. Because when the moment comes, and it will, you won't have to say a word. The work will speak for you. And everyone will wonder how you did it so suddenly, not knowing you've been doing it for years in silence. Pain isn't the enemy, it's the gateway. That's the part most people miss. They run from it, numb it, avoid it at all costs. It's thinking they're protecting themselves. But all they're really doing is staying soft. They're skipping out on the one thing that could actually make them stronger. Because the truth is, pain has a purpose. It's not just there to hurt you. It's there to shape you. It's a test, a mirror. It shows you exactly who you are. And if you lean into it instead of backing down, it'll show you who you could be. Most people have this instinct to flinch the second something feels hard. The second their muscles ache or their heart starts pounding or life throws something uncomfortable at them, they back off. They look for an easier route. But that's not how growth works. You don't grow when you're comfortable. You grow when everything in you is screaming to stop, and you keep going anyway. That's when the transformation starts. That's when the weak parts break down and the strong parts rise up. The pain isn't pointless. It teaches you things ease never could. It teaches you resilience, grit, patience. It teaches you how to breathe through chaos, how to calm your mind when everything around you is on fire. That's not something you get from comfort. That's forged in the trenches. In those brutal moments where it's just you and the pain and you have to deciding, am I going to give in or am I going to get better? And don't misunderstand, it's not about chasing pain just to suffer. It's about understanding that struggle is part of the process. It's the toll you pay for progress. You can't skip it. You can't avoid it. And if you try to, you'll stay stuck. You'll keep circling the same problems because every time life gets hard, you'll fold. But if you decide to face the pain, to learn from it, to let it toughen you, now you're evolving. Now you're building armor. Pain also forces clarity. It strips away the lies. When you're deep in it, there's no faking. There's no pretending to be something you're not. Pain exposes your limits. It shows you exactly where you break. And that's powerful because once you know where you break, you can train there, you can rebuild stronger, wiser, more focused. That's how warriors are made, not by avoiding struggle, but by staring it down and saying, let's go. The truth is, most people will never understand this. They'll keep choosing comfort. They'll avoid discomfort like it's poison. But for the few who embrace it, for the ones who understand that pain is part of the deal, they unlock a whole different level, a mindset that's unshakable, a presence that's grounded, a life that's earned, not handed to them. So when pain shows up, and it will, don't rum it, don't complain about it. Sit with it, feel it, let it burn away the weakness. Let it carve out space for strength, because every painful experience is a chance to evolve, a chance to become more, the version of you you're chasing, the one with real strength, real confidence, real purpose. That version is buried underneath all the layers of comfort you've been hiding behind. And pain is the only thing sharp enough to cut through those layers and bring that version out. Pain isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's your reminder that you're still alive, still fighting, still capable of becoming something incredible. The only question, Isaac, are you willing to go through it? Or are you going to waste your life avoiding the very thing that could have made you unstoppable?